Well, we are excited today to be joined by my good friend Dubelyoo, artist extraordinaire, and more importantly, or as important, a boxing aficionado. Welcome, sir.
Hey there. I like to consider myself an enthusiast.
Enthusiast. We have an enthusiast without peer here with us today. We're going to go over a few items that have been germane to the boxing world. But first, I want to take some time. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't take some time out to acknowledge and give some respect to the Black Lives Matter movement and remember the lives that have been lost. And we encourage equality for all peoples. Now that we got that out of the way, what we got up first on deck, Dub, I'd like you to tell me, man, what you think about Fury Joshua, the 2-fight deal they just signed, man.
Okay. I think it's cool. I think it's cool because I think, being that both of them are from the same, area country-wise, I think that's going to be a big draw for them. And to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of people to pull from right now that can pull in the money. Nobody wants to see Deontay fight Fury again.
No.
That is a low ticket item right now.
Yes.
If the fight would have been a little different, if he would have had a better showing and maybe didn't throw his mask under the bus like that or suit under the bus, it might have been different. But it'll be interesting. I think it'll be pretty interesting. We'll watch it. We'll watch it. But 2 fights. Well, it depends on how the first one goes.
Right. To be honest, I certainly have a degree of trepidation for Anthony Joshua, only because Tyson Fury is a master boxer. And we saw how, and I know that styles make fights, but we certainly know that someone with fast hands and skills can confound Anthony Joshua, and I know that his team will have him prepared, and so I think that that's a fight that, especially given the fact that we've been on the sidelines with COVID for so long, and we're desperate for a good scrap, a mega fight, so that is going to be pretty exciting. Let's hope. But I think you touched on. Oh, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I think if they're going to make that happen, they need to be training now. They need to be training right now, so that when the opportunity hits, you won't have to get ready.
That's right.
You'll be most of the way there.
That's exactly right.
He's giving up 4 inches taller than him.
Yeah.
And dude came in the last fight weighing 270.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's at the weigh-in.
So, it's something to consider, man. Honestly, man. Do you think, now I know that one of the narratives that they're going to try to spin is that Joshua retooled, refocused, and as such is the same property that he was before he was shockingly defeated by Andy Ruiz. Do you think, based on what you saw in the last fight with Andy Ruiz, that he has the goods to beat Tyson Fury?
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't know. But I tell you this, any brand would be terrible if they would have been like, he didn't learn nothing from his last one. He's coming back with the same thing he had before.
Right.
You got to say that. You got to say you retool, reassess the situation, learn some new tricks. But if you don't do that, it's going to be like, okay, what changed? So I think it'll be entertaining either way because Tyson, he's huge and he's pretty fast. He's pretty swift for a guy that size. Yeah. And he's pretty slick, and he's going to have a weight, reach, and height advantage. Yeah. So it's going to be a fight for, Joshua to really bring it. If he knocks him out, he's going to be the man. He's going to be the man,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What do you think, just shifting gears a bit, man, if you were Deontay Wilder's management, what's the next move?
he's gonna have to fight some other people, I guess. But he's in a weird space because I think Fury exposed some of his areas of needs improvement, and his brand is based on like aggression and fear, and that works if somebody's afraid of you. But then when somebody who's bigger than you comes in the ring playing Patsy Cline, beats you, pretends to lick you, then serenades his wife. That whole I'm a beast, that kind of demystifies, and it's kind of hard to put the fangs back on that snake. You know what I'm saying? So I think if anything, if you keep in mind, I'm an artist, not a boxer. but I think that if going back into the camp and actually learning some other things that I guess other fighters would have picked up along the way. But I think if he actually does that and puts that power that he has, that eraser, maybe if he adds a pencil to it,
right,
he can rewrite it.
So
put some pencils, some paper, a couple markers in there too. So
right. As somebody who has studied combat sports, does he have time to retool?
That's tough because you're playing against the clock. You only have but so many years at that particular athleticism. And after that you're relying on just straight skill and knowledge and all of the things you've accumulated over time. But if your main attribute is power, and that's gonna be tough to pick up those other things, but it can happen. It can happen. It's gonna be tough, but it can happen.
Trivia question. Your opinion. Is Deontay Wilder the hardest puncher in the history of boxing, or is he not? And if not, who was?
I don't know. I've never been punched by any of the people in the history of boxing. I can't speak from experience, but I would say probably some of the hardest people that you could in history, you would have to put up there like your Sonny Listons. That was an unusually hard puncher if you look at some of his older fights. George Foreman.
Yes.
Because, if you looked at some of the times he hit people, it wasn't fast. So it just hit you hard, I don't know. I mean, I think he's good. He's a hard hitter at this time in history, but it's kind of hard to say, who it's harder,
Absolutely, man. I honestly, man, I wonder, man, when because you've heard him say that, in interviews, and you've heard, I know that some people have started drinking the Kool-Aid, which is not to say that he's not, but we know that we can't. Two things that are missing: we can't have these guys side by side, hitting on one of those things to measure PSI. And then also, we can't account for technique in terms of how they're landing their punches too, man. So when I hear them saying that, man, I was like, I'm like yourself. I'm thinking, you got to talk about Sonny Liston. You got to talk about Big George Foreman. Ernie Shavers is another one.
Person that's a hard hitter.
Exactly, man. And Tyson. You got to mention Tyson. So I was just curious about that, man. So another question. Mikey Garcia, one of my favorite fighters, man. Took a licking at the hands of Errol Spence. However, he survived. I think he was the first person to go to distance with Errol Spence, at least recently, that I recall. Yeah. I didn't think Mike had much. I think he's too small, honestly, to make any noise with the top contenders. Should he go back down? Because Mike said he was going to keep campaigning at 147. What are your thoughts on that?
Him going back down in size?
No, him remaining at 147 as opposed to returning to his natural weight.
Well, having a little more weight on you is that kind of changes things up some too. It's one thing to have a weight that you're normally used to fighting at, and then change that because competition changes too. So, I don't know. Errol Spence is a very interesting fighter, and he's quick. He's slick. So, I don't know, man. What do you think?
I think he should go back down. I think that Mikey is at most. I looked him up, and I know that those heights and stuff aren't always accurate, but I think he's 5'5" to 5'6". Yeah. Errol Spence is 5'10". You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Terrence Crawford is 5'8", and they say Errol Spence walks around at 190. You know, just regular times. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to keep.
That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power that he has already.
Yes. I mean, because we remember in the Kell Brook fight, I mean, he tore Kell Brook's socket up. And, I mean, that was the second fight, Kell Brook. I think Canelo messed his other one up. Didn't he fight Canelo?
I have to look that up.
Yeah. But I want to say he fought Canelo. Canelo broke one orbital bone and Errol broke the other. That said, man, if Crawford Spence were today,
yeah,
who you got and why?
Well, I would say Spence. I like him. You know, before I was refreshing myself and looking at some of the highlights, and I like his style. You know, he's fast. He has great footwork. He can evade shots. You know, and he's young.
Yeah.
You know, and that's good. You know, he's young. So I think those things would kind of sway me to that side. You know, and he does have some power to him. You know, he has some power to him, and I like that because you need that. If you walk around at 190, you should have some power.
Yeah.
You know, you should have some. Yeah.
What is your opinion on what should be Terrence Crawford's next move? In my opinion, Doug, I have been lamenting the fact that, and you know, of course, you know, I just been lamenting the fact that he got with Bob Arum, and Bob Arum doesn't have any people he could fight in his stable. You know, and so the next guy that Terrence Crawford is scheduled to fight, you know, is some guy you never heard of a day in your life. Maybe the fight already happened. I think it was planned before COVID, and I think COVID derailed the next fight. But I looked the guy up. It was a guy from Eastern Europe somewhere, but you never heard of the cat, man. You know what I'm saying?
And if you never heard of him, it's going to be kind of hard to get the draw through.
Yes,
it's affecting money.
Yes.
You know, so if you're going to be fighting somebody, you want to fight somebody, one, that's going to be competitive, you know, and then you got to fight somebody that's going to make you some money.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a tough thing, especially with COVID. You know, who knows when it's going to get up to full steam again and who's going to be ready when that whole thing happens, you know. I don't know how gyms are handling that situation because, you know, if you got a place that people come and go. When you go to boxing gyms, people are coming and going, sweating and all that. And how do you train in that situation? You know, when you got to deal with that. And, you know, if they're talking about a second wave coming and that's, who knows when they'll be able to get back in there. And while this whole thing is going on, the clock is steadily ticking.